Welcome to CRDA's Resources for Resiliency series. My guest today is Andy Brusman. Andy is the CEO of Charleston Holdings, an investment bank based in Charleston, and chairman of the Charleston Deal Alliance. We will be talking to Andy today primarily about his role with the Deal Alliance, which launched a few months ago, but its genesis, its origins go back a couple of years, Andy, to CRDA's so-called Capital Connections Roundtables, which turned into a couple of events. So talk to us. You were an original member of the Capital Connections Roundtable, and what that was like, finding out about the other deal members in the community, and then how that got us ready to start talking about the Deal Alliance.
Sure. And thanks for having me on today, Mike. So it was several years ago when we first started the Capital Connections group. And for me, it was actually great timing up until that point, which had been about 5 years of living in Charleston. All of my work had been outside the region, and I really had not had a chance to connect locally with other folks that may be involved in deals in some form or fashion. So being a part of that original group started to open my eyes to what was happening in this region as it related to people that had relocated here, but who were working on deals really all over the United States. And for about a year and a half, 2 years, it was a very constructive dialogue representing everything from venture capital to buyouts, traditional private equity, real estate, that really started to get the wheels in motion for, I think, what eventually became the Charleston Deal Alliance. So it was incredibly important, the work that CRDA did in pulling that all together to really get things in order where something like a CDA could launch.
So Andy, you were instrumental in the formation of the Deal Alliance. So talk to our viewers about what that process was about, what led to us, some of the other models we might have looked at, and where we are now.
There is another international organization that CDA is really based around. It's called the Association for Corporate Growth, ACG for short. ACG is a networking membership organization based in many of the major cities around the United States and even internationally. And when we started thinking about putting a formal group in place, we approached another chapter of ACG to see if they might have interest in almost creating a sister chapter in Charleston. And the feedback that we got was that they weren't interested. So it took me all of about 4 hours to decide that we didn't need somebody else, that we had the resources here in place to really pull this together and have this be a locally launched organization. So prior to our launch, the end of February, where we had over 120 people come out, which was also on the night of the worst weather we've probably had this year, we spent about 6 months with the founding member group, really collectively putting our heads together to understand what was it that we wanted CDA to represent in the region. And I think what we've come out with now is, candidly, in my view, the fastest growing deal region in the Southeast. We've had inquiries from folks all over the country, candidly, that are now starting to see what's happening and what's emerging here in Charleston as it relates to the deal environment. And even though COVID slowed us down in terms of live events, nonetheless, the interest has been strong. And I think as we enter into the back half of 2020, where we're doing different types of programming, the interest is only going to pick up even further.
Thanks for that, Andy. Full disclosure, I am a board member of the Charleston Deal Alliance in addition to my day job at CRDA. And Andy, our board, we picked a terrific time to start the Deal Alliance, about 2 weeks before the COVID crisis hit. And we had a great opening event, as you mentioned, and then we were going to do one a couple weeks later, and then a couple weeks later, well, here we are, and we still haven't gotten back to live events in Charleston or really anywhere else. So what's CDA going to do going forward, at least during COVID times?
Well, kind of the same that everyone's been doing from a business standpoint, and that is we're all embracing Zoom and video conferencing at this point. So our next event, a virtual event, is scheduled for June 25th, where we're going to have 2 guests that we're going to be profiling, one from Greystar and one from TPG Global, where we'll be talking about the deal environment within both of their respective firms, deals that they're doing, things that they're seeing right now, and then be able to open that up to Q&A from the overall membership. I believe, Mike, last I saw after we sent the invite out, within about 2 hours, we had 70 people already signed up. So it shows how the interest level really is out there, and I fully expect it will exceed over 100 participants.
Well, thanks, Andy. I think you're right. I think your leadership was instrumental, as I said earlier. We hit other than right before COVID, we hit the right opportunity at the right time for Charleston. Our deal community is substantially growing, and there's a great opportunity to mark that. And we encourage any listener to reach out to any of us or look on LinkedIn and find out the details on the June 25th event, and then there will be more to follow. So with that, Andy, I want to thank you for your time this afternoon, for participating with us. We appreciate your service as a CRDA board member, and look forward to working with you on both CRDA and Deal Alliance matters for the rest of 2020 and into the next couple of years.